Today I'm gonna put every single tank from Overwatch 2 in a tier list, rate them, and talk about the tank meta. Let's dive into it. First up, we have Doomfist. He has been moved from the DPS category into the tank category, and a lot of his abilities have been changed. But his changes are not enough, and he is pretty useless. In my 100 games of ranked, I have not seen a single Doomfist player win a single ranked game. He is absolutely horrible. His power block just gets him killed because he's sitting in place and it's super easy to CC him. And he basically does no damage whatsoever. Yeah, some Doomfist players have been playing this character for years and can still carry with him, but that's only a few of them, and you're not one of them. So Doomfist, F tier, horrible. Next up, D.va, the poster girl of Rule 34. You might ask, Bor, how busted is D.va? Well, I'll just let this video speak for itself. You're a support player. Look at that. You see that bot? That bot is a Zen. That bot is a Zen. D.va spots you, then she goes like, you're dead! And then you're Anna, dead! Then you're Winston, dead! They're all dead. But you're like, okay, we can kill her. No, just 4-second cooldown, 4-second matrix, and then she flies away for 2 seconds. You cannot kill her. And even if you manage to kill her, she just fucking D.va bombs and fucking murders you. Yeah, anyway, D.va S tier. Next up, Junkerqueen. Junkerqueen received some big nerfs recently, so she's a lot weaker than before. Her shout doesn't do as much, and her damage output is basically no. Compared to other tanks, she really doesn't do much. Yeah, I still see Junkerqueen here and there, and people still play her pretty well and manage to carry some games. But comparing her to D.va, she is absolutely outclassed. Her and Doomfist are pretty much the worst tanks, but she's still better than Doomfist. Overall, I do believe Junkerqueen needs some buffs because she's pretty underwhelming right now. Junkerqueen E tier, pretty bad. Next up, we have Orisa, and Orisa has been pretty strong this meta. In Overwatch 2, she is absolutely broken. S tier, easily the strongest tank. No, she isn't. She isn't the strongest tank. She isn't even the second strongest tank, nor the third. Listen, guys, I know that your blood brains cannot comprehend it, and all of you keep saying you cannot kill her. Why are you even trying to kill her? Just dive her backline. Stop wasting your time. She is not doing anything. Yeah, she cannot die, but she also doesn't do much. The enemy Orisa is gonna miss half her javelins and miss half her abilities, and even if they manage to use her cooldowns correctly, she will still not be able to compete with tanks like Zarya or D.va. Her ultimate is absolutely underwhelming and doesn't do much unless you literally sit AFK and fall asleep once the Orisa ults, and all of her abilities just keep her alive for longer without actually doing much outside of that. I really don't want to hear it again. I don't want to get another comment under my Twitter post or TikTok or whatever, or it says Orisa is actually one of the most powerful characters, Mr. Streamer. You don't know what you're talking about. Shut up, okay? Shut up. She isn't. Overall, I would put Orisa at D tier. She's absolutely meh. She's average. Every other tank does her job better, but she's still better than a few other tanks. Reinhardt Gaming, everyone's favorite GigaChat tank. Now you might wonder, how is Reinhardt doing in Overwatch 2 compared to Overwatch 1? Is our favorite Crusader struggling in this new game? Well, to be fair, I don't think he's struggling that much. I don't think he's that good either. I think he's pretty mid. I think he's better than Orisa for sure. He has 2 fire strikes. He can cancel his spin. His spin is a lot more maneuverable. He is not that bad. I think one main issue is that people keep playing him like he's the old Reinhardt and just trying to duel their other tanks or whatever, but that's stupid. Instead, you need to embrace your inner Doomslayer and charge into the enemy backline and absolutely murder them. Believe me, it works. Try to bait their sleep dart, wait for it, and just go ham and absolutely kill everyone. He does struggle against comps where he can't reach anything, or maps where there's a lot of high ground that he cannot go to, but he isn't horrible, okay? He is good. He's decent. Better than Orisa for sure, worse than D.va. That's why I'm putting him on C tier. Next up, we have Winston's arch nemesis, Ball Hammond Wrecking Ball. One of the best Overwatch 1 tanks for quite some time. Currently is struggling in Overwatch 2 mainly because of Sombra. Sombra is quite broken right now, and just after hacking him, she can farm him and destroy him in no time. I did believe Wrecking Ball is going to be quite strong in Overwatch 2, but I never thought that Sombra is going to be this OP and played in every game. So Ball struggles quite a lot, even though he got some buffs here and there. All it takes is one hack and one sleep dart and he can't really do much. That's why I'm gonna put him on the same tier as Reinhardt. I think if you're good enough on Bow, you can still run around and do your thing and still card and still destroy the backline. But there's other tanks that can do it better. That's why Bo is C tier. Next up, Sigma. One of my least favorite tanks in the game. He is like a turret in tower defense games, just sitting AFK in one spot, shooting infantry down the choke, dealing a bunch of damage and then ulting and killing everyone. To be honest, he isn't as boring as in Overwatch 1 when you could play him with another tank, but in Overwatch 2 he is still quite strong. His shield and his grasp make him quite hard to kill, and his damage output is still pretty high. Not to mention that he's one of the few characters in the game now that still has a stun. And to top it all off, his ultimate is absolutely bonkers. It will win you the fight if you land it on more than 2 people. That being said, I still don't believe he's the strongest tank in the game, but I do believe he's better than most of the tank roster. That's why I'm gonna put him on B tier. Great. Next up, Roadhog, and he's pretty much the same character as in Overwatch 1, just 100 more HP, and just as annoying as ever. I don't like this character. I would not play this character to show off the gameplay. It's the same thing. You can literally go watch 6 or Unsold and Sold. Hog does struggle a lot in Overwatch 2 because of Sombra and Ana, and thank God. Hog players do not deserve rights. Thank you for listening. Hog, C tier, good. Next up, we have Sniper Monkey, and he's quite good in Overwatch 2. The added addition of a long-range weapon really helps him out a lot. And I don't want to hear it from any of you saying that it doesn't do enough damage and needs a buff. It doesn't need a buff, okay? You just suck at the game. Learn how to use it. You can finish off targets, you can snipe people, you can combo it to almost insta-kill the backline. You can do so much with it. Learn how to play the game, okay? It's not weak, it's really strong. But even though Winston is really good right now, D.va is much better, and it absolutely destroys you every time you decide to dive or do anything. So that's why I'm gonna put him a tier below D.va. Winston Overwatch A, amazing. Finally, we have Zarya, and Zarya is an absolute beast in Overwatch 2. She is clearly one of the best tanks, if not the best tank. Her 2 bubbles that she can use on herself, one after another, just makes her immortal half the time. Plus, she deals a ton of damage and is able to peel for her backline without actually going there. Not to mention that her Graviton is an easy teamfight win, even if you just grab 2 people. It doesn't matter, you're gonna win the fight from that. What makes her really strong as well is that D.va is played a lot, and she just directly counters D.va by ignoring her matrix completely and beaming her ass. I wouldn't be surprised if the meta is only gonna be Zarya in a few weeks. Zarya S tier meta easily. This is the final version of the tier list, and it is 100% based and correct. All of these picks are absolutely on point, and they're not wrong at all. But before the outraged viewers come in and start typing in the comments about how wrong I am and how D.va isn't actually OP and Orisa is the most OP character in the game, I do want to comment on the tank meta. I do feel like you can climb on every single tank as long as you're good at them. Yes, some of them are clearly worse than the others, but I wouldn't say that your tank pick is 100% a throw. You can climb on Orisa and you can make it work if you're good. Same goes for Bo, Ryan, or Roadhog. There's a streamer or a pro player for every single one of these tanks that has been able to get to GM1. But if you truly want to be competitive, I highly recommend all of you to learn D.va and Zarya. Those are undeniably the best tanks right now. I also want to point out that the meta is kind of rock, paper, scissors right now, where you go Winston, then Winston is countered by D.va, and then D.va is countered by Zarya, and then Zarya is countered by nobody. I don't know what Zarya is countered by. People say Winston counters Zarya, but I do not believe that is the case. If I decide to dive the backline, she would just bubble the supports and I would die. And if we decide to focus her, it's a waste of time. But if we decide to ignore her, she would just kill everyone on my team. So I really don't know. I struggle a lot against Zarya. But even then, I do still get a lot of success on Winston and have 60+% win rate on him. If you are wondering how I managed to win so many games on him while you are struggling in your plat lobbies, you can always check out my stream and watch me live at twitch.tv/bor, where I mostly play Winston and throw ML7's games. Anyways, thank you all for watching. You're truly, truly wonderful, and I can't wait to see how many people I've managed to tilt. Goodbye.